Good morning, students. Our today's topic is fertilization and implantation, page number 51 of your NCERT book. During copulation, that is coitus, semen is released by the penis into the vagina. This process is known as insemination. The motile sperm swim rapidly, pass through the cervix, enter into the uterus and finally reach the junction of the isthmus and ampulla, also known as ampullary isthmus junction of the fallopian tube. कॉपुलेशन के बाद में स्पर्म्स ट्रेवल करते हैं यूट्रस में. सर्विक्स इज़ द ओपनिंग ऑफ द यूट्रस. वहाँ से ट्रेवल करके वो फेलोपियन ट्यूब तक जाएंगे. फेलोपियन ट्यूब में एम्पुला इस्थमस जंक्शन है. पहले होता है इनफंडिबुलम, फिर होता है एम्पुला, फिर होती है इस्थमस जंक्शन ऑफ द पार्ट ऑफ द फेलोपियन ट्यूब. जब स्पर्म एम्पुला इस्थमस जंक्शन में पहुंचेगा और वहाँ से एग है, दोनों यहाँ पे आकर फ्यूज़ करेंगे, तब फर्टिलाइजेशन होगी. The ovum released by the ovary is also transported to the ampullary isthmus junction where fertilization takes place. Fertilization can only occur if the ovum and sperms are transported simultaneously to the ampullary isthmus junction. This is the main requirement, that ovum that comes from ovary and sperms both should reach in the ampullary isthmus junction at the same time. This is the reason why not all copulations lead to fertilization and pregnancy. अगर उनमें से कोई एक भी नहीं पहुंचेगा तो फर्टिलाइजेशन नहीं होगी और प्रेगनेंसी नहीं होगी. The process of fusion of a sperm with an ovum is called fertilization. During fertilization, a sperm comes in contact with zona pellucida layer of the ovum and induces changes in the membrane that blocks the entry of additional sperms. When the first sperm combines with the zona pellucida, so it causes some changes in that layer. So this layer won't allow other sperms to enter in the ovum. So only one sperm can enter the ovum. Thus, it ensures that only one sperm can fertilize an ovum. The secretions of the acrosome is the head part of the sperm, help the sperm enter into the cytoplasm of the ovum through the zona pellucida and the plasma membrane. This induces the completion of the meiotic division of secondary oocyte. The second meiotic division is also unequal and results in the formation of second polar body and haploid ovum. जब स्पर्म ओवम से कंबाइन करता है तो उसके बाद सेकेंड मियोटिक डिवीजन कंप्लीट हो रही है, उसमें एक पोलर बॉडी और एक ओवम फॉर्म होता है. Soon the haploid nucleus of the sperm and the ovum fuse together to form a diploid zygote. So zygote is diploid because it is formed by the fusion of ovum and sperm. How many chromosomes will be there in the zygote? 46. 23 from the sperm and 23 from the egg. One has to remember that the sex of the baby has to be decided at this stage itself. Let us see how. As we know, the chromosome pattern in the human female is XX and that of male is XY. This cross we have studied in class 10th also, sex determination cross. The female has XX sex chromosomes and male has XY sex chromosomes. Therefore, all the haploid gametes produced by the female have the sex chromosome X, whereas the male gametes, the sex chromosomes could be either X or Y. In the female, gamete is always X, but in case of male, half of the sperms carry X chromosome and half of the sperms carry Y chromosome. Hence, 50% of sperms carry the X chromosome while the other 50% the Y chromosome. After fusion of the male and female gamete, the zygote would carry either XX or XY, depending on whether the sperm carrying X or Y fertilize the ovum. The zygote carrying XX would develop into female baby and XY would form a male. That is why scientifically it is correct to say that sex of the baby is determined by the father and not by the mother. So we can say that father is responsible for the sex of the child because father only give X or Y chromosome. The mitotic division starts as the zygote moves through the isthmus of the oviduct called cleavage towards the uterus. जो अब जाइगोट बना था isthmus एम्पुलरी जंक्शन पे, वहीं से अब उसमें माइटोटिक डिवीजन स्टार्ट हो जाएंगी. मियोसिस शुरू हो गया और वो एक सेल अब दो सेल्स में डिवाइड हो जाएगा. इसको बोलते हैं क्लीवेज. क्लीवेज मीन्स डिवीजन. उसके बाद उसमें 2 सेल्स फॉर्म होंगे, फिर वो एक और क्लीवेज होगी, डिवीजन होगी, फिर 4 सेल, उन 4 से फिर 8 बनेंगे और 8 से 16 डॉटर सेल्स आर फॉर्म्ड. नाउ दीज आर नोन एज ब्लास्टोमियर्स. इन सेल्स को बोलते हैं ब्लास्टोमियर्स. द एम्ब्रियो विद 8 to 16 ब्लास्टोमियर्स इज कॉल्ड मरूला. उस स्टेज का नाम है मोरूला जब वो 8 या 16 सेल स्टेज में होते हैं. द मोरूला कंटिन्यूज टू डिवाइड एंड ट्रांसफॉर्म्स इनटू blastocyst as it moves further into the uterus. Now the structure of blastocyst is shown on the figure 3.11. That G diagram is of blastocyst. This blastocyst structure consists of outer trophoblast layer and the inner cell mass. This diagram is important. Question can be asked, draw the diagram of blastocyst or explain the structure of blastocyst. So in the A diagram they have shown the ovum. B, fertilization is taking place. Then 2 cell blastomeres, 4 cell, then 8 to 16 cells morula is shown. These all stages are shown in the fallopian tube also, where A is formed, where B is formed, in this way. When the blastocyst is there, it comes to the uterus and implant itself into the wall of the uterus. The blastomeres in the blastocyst are arranged into an outer layer called trophoblast and an inner group of cells attached to the trophoblast called the inner cell mass. बाहर वाली लेयर को बोलते हैं ट्रोफोब्लास्ट और अंदर के सेल मास को बोलते हैं इनर सेल मास. ये स्ट्रक्चर है ब्लास्टोसिस्ट की. The trophoblast layer then gets attached to the endometrium and the inner cell mass gets differentiated as the embryo. ट्रोफोब्लास्ट अपने आप को एंडोमेट्रियम वॉल ऑफ यूट्रस में फिक्स कर लेगी और सेल मास जो है वो एम्ब्रियो के डिफरेंट पार्ट्स को फॉर्म करेगा. आफ्टर अटैचमेंट द यूट्राइन सेल्स डिवाइड रैपिडली एंड कवर्स द ब्लास्टोसिस्ट. जैसे ही ब्लास्टोसिस्ट यूट्राइन वॉल में अपने आप को अटैच करता है, यूट्रस की वॉल डिवाइड करती है और उसको कवर कर लेती है पूरी तरह से. As a result, the blastocyst becomes embedded in the endometrium of the uterus. This process is called as implantation and it leads to pregnancy. I hope this is clear. Thank you.